are back. The time is now.
Welcome one along to NUFC Talk TV with myself, the Geordie Yam Yam. We're going to do kick by kick live watch along for the match tonight. And I mean, it's an interesting one because we've had one Newcastle player go and two come in, and we'll go through the teams in a second. But concerning news, I suppose, comes from this afternoon's game where we saw Congo unfortunately lose to Senegal 3-2. Very late in the 87th minute, where Sarr gets the winner for Senegal. But in the 73rd minute, Yohan Wissa decides to leave the field of play, playing out on that left-hand side. Gets the second goal for Congo. Did okay, actually. Nice finish. I've got a highlight of the goal in a second. But it's concerning about this injury, this so-called ankle injury. I know somebody in the chat, I think it was the Mighty Quinn, said it can't be that bad because he decided to walk off and not get stretchered. But again, all the rumours that are coming from it saying that he's got a swollen ankle. So let's see. Jan Leven saying Wissa did score again in the 33rd minute. Yeah, exactly. That's 2-2 for him. So again, for me, it's a case of these internationals are meaningful for them, for the country, but for us in our current situation, obviously puts us under a bit of a cloud again regarding the centre forward. Is Voltemada ready? Well, he was training today with the lads back at Whitley Park. So I mean, at the end of the day, he's doing all right. You know, it's a case of trying to get the right message across, I suppose. And for me, it's a case of trying to get everybody fit and available for the game on Saturday for Wolves. So it's going to be an interesting one. I suppose it's something we're going to really hope to say. We'll get some more information tomorrow, and we'll bring that news as soon as we get it. Evening, everybody. Mighty Mag saying evening. We've got, like I say, Jan Levens, Queenie's in there, Tony's in there. So Tony's saying who's got an injury. Wissa left the field on the 73rd minute with again what's been rumoured as a foot injury, but he has had a long-term injury when he was at Brentford with an ankle issue that he seems to struggle with, and it looks like very much as though again, a rumour that's come out, what I read earlier, that it was again this niggling ankle injury that he seems to have picked up again. So again, watch this space. Michael, evening, buddy. And like I say, Mighty Queen, and we've got Dr. Leo. Hello, buddy. Jimmy's in the building. Interesting few faces. I've just had a look at the crowd in the stadium. We're all packed in between these two sets of railings. It doesn't look very comfortable, I must admit. Still treated like cattle in certain parts of the world, the England boys. So yeah, as you can see, I have got the St George's Cross there. Don't care what anybody says, I'm throwing it up there. Queenie, thank you, sweetheart. Queenie's gifted 5 memberships here to start. I will let you guys know as soon as it comes up. And here we go. We've got Steve Goatee has got a membership, and Nick Allison has got a membership. Mick MT09 Tracer has got a membership, and we've got Ibrahim Hamdo has got a membership as well. And the last one is Brainwash Maniac has also got a membership gifted by Queenie. So guys in the chat, please give your thumbs up and thanks to Queen of Heart for gifting those out. And if you could, as you can see up there, you can see part of the crowd going on, but that will be reserved for the time, so you guys can keep kick by kick with us and link your times up with us if you want to. And like I say, we'll potentially be a couple of seconds or so behind you guys, because the feed that I'm getting tonight is via the USA, just so we can link everything up on the screen so it doesn't look a little bit. It's no point in me having a commentary if Chris, bless him, who's doing all the work behind the scenes, is a couple of seconds behind us. It just throws everything around. So I go with what Chris is doing in there. So again, if you can, please keep it quiet in the chat, because it just helps the enjoyment for everybody else that is listening to the commentary during the match. So, but welcome one and all, and like I say, thanks very much, Queenie. All the new guys that have come on board with the memberships, if you can, try and renew your membership once they have expired. And Orny Devil's back. Welcome on board, buddy. And Dave is in the building. I mean, hopefully, you know, we know what England can offer. It's whether we can get something from the opposition. It seems very much, like I say, when we become the low block, we struggle somewhat in certain aspects. Very similar to, like I say, the Newcastle team when they have been playing. So, without further ado, let's have a quick look at the starting lineup, see what we've got here. Hopefully we can get this on your screens. It seems very much as though they're going to play with a deep role at the back there. So you can see, apologies for the match day build up there. It's on a different screen for me as we switch over to our share screen. So the match day at the bottom is out of sync, but it's by the by. So in the teams, we're starting lineups. We've got Petrovic, Bermancevic. You can tell that literally I'm not going to be saying any of these. Rakovic, Ilic, Lukic, Maximovic, Milenkovic, Nedelajovic, Pavlovic, Vlahovic, and Zivkovic. Oh, Jesus. I certainly needs wind's teeth for this one. Pickford in goal for us. Ali Anderson, who I thought had a tremendous game in that deep role the other day. Anthony Gordon's in the team from the starting lineup. Mark Gay remains. Reece James also remains. Harry Kane remains. Konsa is in the building. So obviously Konsa and Gahey. So Dan Burn leaves the starting 11. Again, didn't see much wrong with Dan, and maybe that is a nod and a pat to the back of Dan Burn for how he's achieved. And it's a case of having a look at the people around him now. Tino Livramento gets his start, again, playing left back. It's going to be an interesting one for him. Madueke, Royce, and obviously Rogers starts. Formation-wise, I think it's going to be the 4-1-4-1. Again, you saw that the other day. I must admit, I was a little bit not enamored by some of the movement. I enjoyed when Rogers come on. He seemed to give it a little bit more zip. Eze, for me, a little bit too static. I want to see a bit more movement, a bit more fluidity to his play, and I just found it was very, very stagnant. So, yeah, one to watch in that one. So, for me, it's going to be a 4-1-4-1. Elliot Anderson sitting in the hole. And I'm hoping you're going to get more movement, like I say, in front of him where he can pass the ball. We'll go through the bits and pieces in a second. I have just seen somebody has put... thank you, Michael. A dumbbell. He sent a picture of a dumbbell. Thanks for the super chat, buddy. You're you know, for us, it's a lovely gesture. Tony T is saying 1-0 to England. Like I say, I'm expecting this one to be a little bit more of a tighter fit. You know, fingers crossed. It gives us an exciting game. Like I say, the lads in the stadium, I can just see there. It seems very, very packed. And like I say, we are cordoned in to a very small section between two metal railings. Not a nice look, if I'm honest. David Veach, Gordon better book his ideas up tonight, like. Yeah, I agree, mate. I think he certainly owes his country and his club a good game, if I'm honest with you. He's not really done anything. We're just waiting for the Serbians to take their seats. Interesting stadium with this big gap in between pitch and the stands. I don't know, if I'm honest with you, whether I like it. I think you're just too far away to get to feel the noise. So that's not my ideal ground, but it is what it is. And like I say, I'm just still trying to find a little bit more details when it comes to the Wissa news. So as soon as I find that, I will share it with you. But like I say, on the Wissa situation, I'm hoping you guys can see this. Um, it was, like I say, an interesting goal. I'm just going to make sure that you guys get a better picture than what I had originally. I'm just going to rewind this back because, like I say, it does come pretty quick. So here we go. This is the Congo and Wissa getting his goal. Cross the
Elia
box,
sets it up nicely.
and then he just taps
Huge
it in.
chance.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, decent again. Coming in off that back stick, coming off that left wing from Wissa, did really well to get the finish on there. And like I say, he never seems to panic for me. Always seems to be, like I say, when he's in front of goal, seems to be the ideal candidate just to get that finish on the ball. So it's concentration, it's composure in front of goal. It's always easier to snatch at those type of situations and blast the ball over the top. So great to see that he was composed and he got his second goal. So yeah, interesting one. Agree, David. Being on floor and had more cards than anything. I can't remember the last time the Scouse hippie contributed to hotels. Yeah, it was a terrible bottle job by Congo, says Foxy. Yeah, a bit of a. It seemed to switch. Again, I've only seen highlights, didn't see the whole game, but it seemed to switch ridiculously when there was changing of the guard, if you like. The boys are just coming down this very well-painted tunnel. It looks like you're going through a subway somewhere. Very artistically done with graffiti all over the tunnel, the players' tunnel. So yeah, an interesting one. Give us your prediction on the team. What do you think? Do you think that we've seen enough from Dan Burn to say that he's going to be one of the players going through to the World Cup? I think he's done enough, if I'm honest with you. And like I say, it looks very much to me as though everybody else is getting their shout to see who else joins him in today's game. I mean, Mark Gay, I would imagine, will be a definite. Will Konate? That's the thing. So I suppose having a good look at Konate tonight, we saw a little bit of him the other night. So yeah, it'll be an interesting one coming on for Gay. So it's nice to know that the lads are getting a break as well. So Tino, like I say, and Anthony Gordon linking up down that left-hand side by the looks of it, with Reece James starting. So again, a much better wing that I like to see him on. He seems a little bit more free for me on that left-hand side, and I'm hoping like him and Anthony Gordon can link up really well and go forwards. Just going and having a quick look at my posts earlier on while I was doing a little bit of work behind the scenes. Did you know that Morgan Rogers has completed more successful dribbles, 10, than any other England player in the World Cup qualifiers so far? The lad's not really been given that much of a shout, and yet, that's probably the reasons. One of the reasons why he's getting in today. Somebody breaking the low block. If he's able to keep the ball, close control at his feet, he's got more of a chance, perhaps. But it was very nice to see the lads paying a little bit of a tribute, if you like, and applauding Paul Tamada back at the Toon. And here we go, just a a quick one. Again, apologies for those who've just joined us. The Newcastle Matchday build-up live. It's just we haven't updated some of the slides, and this is my share slide, so it just looks a little bit crazy. But this is Walter Marder and the lads, like I say.
Sure. Drei Uhr dunkel. Drei.
Newcastle, welcome to Nick. Lads.
There you go. Didn't expect him today, to be fair. I expected him there tomorrow. Mitrovic is just getting a nice picture, a souvenir on the building there. Yeah, he's a strange. It's a strange figure, isn't he? If I'm honest with you, when you look at him, he doesn't come across as being, with his size and everything else. He's a bit gangly, but he's got some nice touches, some nice footwork. So that will be an interesting one. And like I say, I didn't expect him to be with the lads straight away. Foxy's absolutely right, mate. I think this will be a test for Tuchel today. Not an easy atmosphere to play to. Mitro on the bench as well, but he's moving the end to Qatar. Absolutely, mate. Not a single black face in the Serbian side, said Gus Gon. Well, it's very strange. Like you say, when you go over to Serbia, Yugoslavia, they're not really the places where you see a lot of people migrate to. So even when I was over there in the 80s, it wasn't something that you necessarily saw a lot of anyway. And like I said, some of these places are quite tough countries. My missus is Polish. Another country where you don't see a lot migrate. There's some trying to knock on the door now that are being very well marshalled. But again, I don't want to go into politics. Respect to Big Nick, says Michael in UFC. 150 minutes for Germany in the past week, plus the travel. And at Benton today, absolutely, mate. Superb attitude. And like I said, he looked like he was getting down with the tactics and really trying to get his head around what Eddie Howe wanted from him in the squad. Just going to move over to the match day screen, ladies and gents, just so I am on the kickoff on the bell. And like I say, if we're about 2 or 3 minutes away from the start of the match now. So like I say, I shall be just saying Serbia when Serbia have the ball, because there's far too many Viches for my liking. Or I can just say Vich has got it, and you'll know which one I mean. It's just having a quick look. Jimmy Owens, Gavin, you never walk alone. Peter Crouch, yeah, absolutely, mate. He's got a different, certainly a different gait about him. That's the one thing I'm going to say. He's certainly, 6'6", can create more problems for the opposition than you expect. Peter Crouch on his day, did really well for the size of him. But like I say, this lad seems to have a little bit better footwork than Crouchy. So it's going to be interesting to see. Predictions, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go 2-0 to England today. I'm probably going to end up saying Newcastle more than once, so don't worry about that. 17-0 to Serbia, says Predator. Interesting. Click the button, please, if you like the show. I'm just having a quick look at some of the chat before we get going. Like I say, I just wanted to thank Michael McIntyre for his gift, and obviously Queenie for gifting 5 memberships. Very kind of you. And like I say, if you can appreciate the gifts that they've sent you, that's brilliant. Just waiting for the lads to start the match now. Decent stadium. It's a very oval stadium, but like I say, I'm not really liking the idea of the running track around it. It just, for me, it spoils the effect. So according to England, and they're going with this 4-2-3-1, very narrow, with Madueke and Gordon. Like I say, I can see Rice pushing on a little bit further, Gordon going out wide, Madueke going out wide, and maybe Rodgers going up and sitting in and around Kane, with Rice and Anderson, one in the 6, one in the 8. Just to relieve some of the pressure. But again, you know, Elliot Anderson, again, lots of speculation, lots of talk about whether there's a release clause. There isn't. There is no release clause because the stipulations on what Forest wanted was crazy, random one. Gary, remember the lad that came through the youth at Wolves? Nathaniel Mendez, Lang, yeah. He was on the bench for Guatemala yesterday. Wow. That's mental, buddy. You know, I thought he'd got a future, a real bright future. Seems to have disappeared a little bit at the minute, doesn't he? But yeah, going back to what I was saying, I just want to. Oh, there's somebody who's just showing some respect, so I'm just going to allow that to happen. They're all just having a minute's silence, guys. And that is it. And there was obviously somebody close to Serbia has passed. Rest in peace. So here we go. 3-2 says Jimmy Greaves. Oh, sorry, Jimmy Owens. Jimmy Greaves. There was a name from the past, wasn't it? One of my favourite strikers. Jimmy Greaves. Picture of Tina with his little bit of fluff on his chin. Seems to be coming of age, our Tina. Jimmy, it's because I'm on my own. I think Chris just wanted the my noises in my head to have some more friends. It's like white noise, says Doug. Yeah, maybe Chris might relax it a little bit later on. Anyway, we're off. England, probably not for you, but for me, kicking right to left. Again, depending on where you look. And it looks like, again, very quickly, Anderson seems to be, and again, as you can see from the tactic straight away, you've gone quite high up with Rice sitting in just behind Kane in the hollow with alongside Rodgers, and Anderson just sitting deeper into that little pocket of space. So Tino Livramento now plays it all the way back to Gay, who again has to be rushed and hurried across to Konza. Just takes his time, and Elliot Anderson has a bit of a slip there, but luckily the ball has ricocheted straight back to England. It looks certainly slippy surface. He's just giving his thumbs up to the pass. It wasn't anybody else's fault. It was just his losing his footing. So anyway, Konza now just taking up prime position. Reece James with the ball over the top, looking for Madueke. Madueke's got a yard behind his defender, the fullback, who's being held up, and it looks like he's got a free kick there to England, literally in line with the penalty area over on that right hand side. Did well, got a half a yard, and like I say, decided against trying to attack the line. He just wanted to hold play up and allow support to catch up with him. Anyway, to cross into the box now from Rice. My stream is just lagging, boys, so I'm going to go to my other stream. Apologies. So Rice with this free kick, like I say, in line with the penalty box on the 18 yards, but on the right hand side. So a little bit of it's a poor cross from Rice, to be fair. Easily cleared. Rice takes it all back into his half, or all the way back to Pickford, who again decides to go long, looking for Madueke out on that right hand side. And again, glancing header from the Serb goes out for England throw-in now, taken quickly. Again, nice and steady play from England all the way back to Pickford. Just trying to get some momentum going in front of him. We got Mark Gay now to Konza. Konza out to Reece James. Reece James just going backwards. Again, Konza into the feet of Anderson. Again, showing all the time from that midfield two, if you like. Again, Anderson comes short. Again, first thought in his mind is to get the ball forward. It's driven to Madueke, who's got the beating of his fullback. He drives into the box. It's too easy, Madueke. He goes down far too cheaply for me. Madueke just pointing to the linesman, saying there was a bit of a tug on his shirt. I know, it's like, there was, but it was well outside the box, mate. You decided to fall inside the box, so I don't know what was on your mindset there, because you had the chance to put the ball into the box. Very poor. Michael Mick saying 4-0 England. Well, we've certainly taken the game to Serbia in the first few minutes, so interesting. Reece James now back into Rice, who's double pivoted with Elliot Anderson. Elliot Anderson now drops back into that hole. Konza square to Gay. Gay now to Anthony Gordon. It's the first time I've mentioned Anthony Gordon's name, to be fair, in the first 4 minutes. Reece James down the right-hand side to Madueke. Drops his shoulder to try and beat his fullback, but again, tight marking there. Reece James back to Anderson. Now Rice, who again overlaps onto that right-hand side, and all the way back to Konza on the halfway line. England just being patient on the build-up. Again, pretty standard regarding England. There's a good run there from Morgan Rogers. He tried to get the ball driven through to him from Madueke. Unlucky, that one. Rogers picks the ball up, gives it back to Anderson. Anderson now gives it into Konza. Konza down the line to Reece James. Reece James looks up, looking for options, gives the ball 5 yards back to Anderson. Anderson now back to Mark Gay again, just trying to draw the Serbian team forward to find a lot of pockets of space in behind. Madueke now drills the ball down the line to Rogers. Rogers double pivots back to Kane, comes back to Rogers, who feeds the ball back to Elliot Anderson. About 30 yards out now. Reece James with a chance of a cross into the box. It's a little bit long, not really directed to anybody, and it's a poor attempted clearance from the Serbs. Given back to Anthony Gordon now. Anthony Gordon on the edge of the box to Elliot Anderson. Elliot Anderson picks the ball up. Reece James now, very narrow. Reece James. Rice into Anderson. Back to Rice. Good football this. Shot off from Rice, and it's unfortunately a bit too close to the keeper. And it remains England 0, Serbia 0, with just in the 6th minute. A good start. Like I say, it's a bit static for me, though, still in the middle. I would like maybe a late runner from Madueke on the angle of the corner of the box, perhaps, just to show something and give us something extra. Again, it was a long punt up, and it looks like Vlahovic, a lad that was obviously heavily linked to a number of Premier League clubs. It just looks like he was a little bit too hastened to get that ball back on the slide there. Not really in control. Konza now brings the ball back from up the field towards the halfway line. Reece James drills the ball down the line for Madueke, but Madueke's gone a little bit too quick, and it's offside. Just having a look at whether he could have held his run. Yeah, absolutely. I think he's certainly got the beating of this player. He didn't really look across the line. He was just looking at the direction of the ball to travel. Serbia now playing a bit pep football, tucked in their left back position. Plays the ball long. Again, poor control, and it's given straight back to Rogers now, England, who gets He goes to the ground saying that there was a bit of a tug on his shirt. Nothing given there by the referee. So Serbia still have the ball. First time really that they've managed to put half a dozen passes together, Serbia. All in blue tonight with England all in white. Very easy to see them on the pitch, even if you've got a black and white telly. Them are the days. Serbia now still retaining the ball, still trying to draw the England defenders away from their targets. Lots of space, if I'm honest with you, for England to mark. It's Serbia not offering a lot in that forward line. Again, the ball is just aimlessly kicked forward to nobody in particular from the Serbian keeper, and it goes all the way through to Pickford, who in turn gives it to Gaye, again running to totally unimposed towards the halfway line, goes square to Konza. Konza gives it to Reece James. Elliot Anderson on the halfway line now, just 180-degree turn, gives it back to Konza, back to Anderson. Anderson down the touchline to James. Again, back to Anderson. This lad must have had more touches in the first 8 minutes of this game, as majority of players did. A good ball that over the top for Reece. Oh, sorry, it was Reece James trying to get on the end of that one. Really good run. Again, late run on the angle. Well spotted there by Konza. Just saw the run and just dinked it over. I'm not sure whether he went a little bit too early. No, it was a absolutely perfectly timed ball. Took it well, Reece James, in his stride, but the defender got back just to take it off his toe for a corner to England. Good play. Enjoyed that one. Again, it's something that I think England need to do more of. So this is going to be Rice with the corner kick. Apologies for not looking at the camera, but my screen keeps on lagging like mad. So I'm just going to keep an eye on what's happening on my TV. So again, apologies everybody that's wondering why I'm not looking at the camera. Ball gets headed clear. Tino now on the edge of the box gives the ball back to Reece James, who's just covering defender. Back to Tino. Konza now picks the ball up. Elliot Anderson drilled into Gordon. Back to Anderson, edge of the box. He tries a little jink ball. It's come out to Tino. Anthony Gordon now takes it off Tino's toe. Inside the box. Plays the ball back to Konza. Elliot Anderson. Really quick football this by England. Not going anywhere in particular though. Anthony Gordon now from Tino. Tries to drill a ball into the box. It comes all the way out to Reece James, who chets the ball down to Elliot Anderson. Anthony Gordon back to Konza. Again, everybody's just waiting to get back into position. Rice, Mark Gay now. Gay and Konza have just swapped positions during that set piece. Reece James hugging that right-hand touchline. Again, very simple formation for England, but an easy giveaway that time by Elliot Anderson. Just tried a reverse pass around the corner. It didn't quite meet its mark. Harry Kane gets one of very few touches there. Again, playing the way he's facing, just running back into, again, formation of Serbia at the minute is just to nullify England. Very, very negative. Come on. Madueke there just took his eye off the ball, and the ball has been kicked out of play for a Serbian throw-in. Very poor lack of concentration there from a simple pass from Elliot Anderson. Just lets the ball run under his feet. Is that Vimto, Gary? I ask you the important question, says Tony. No, it's a cherry squash. I'm on the hard stuff tonight, mate. Let's say a little bit, bitty. That's the word I'm going to use. Driven across towards Tino from Elliot Anderson, giving it back to Pat Rice, who again just plays the way he's facing and goes all the way back to Gay. Playing the left centre role today, Mark Gay. Again, player that's very happy to play across the back line. Madueke back to Konza. Down the line to Reece James, who is literally just sitting in that right-hand touchline, not really being forced to go back or asked any questions of defensively yet. Anthony Gordon and Rice just combining there with a little triangle, but it's after again Serbia on the half press there, just forcing England back. Konza brings the ball over the halfway line now into the Serbian half, given to Reece James, back to Elliot Anderson. Elliot Anderson again. We've gone square to try and create a little bit more space. Rice drops a shoulder and plays a little bit of a sloppy ball to Harry Kane, but the referee allows that one to continue. Elliot Anderson again slips, but manages to find Reece James. Madueke now just inside on the inside right position. Steps over. Again, looking for options of which way he wants to go. Drops it back to Reece. Gives it to Elliot Anderson, who again goes square to Tino. Tino inside to Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon and Madueke both sporting the same headwear. Oh, that's a poor ball round the corner there. And Serbia have a chance here. We've got 2-on-2. If they decide to, oh, well done, Tino gets back in the nick of time and takes the ball off the Serbian toe. Vlahovic just a bit too late in his mindset of what he wanted to do there, whether he wanted to drive at the defence or pass the ball. He didn't know that and allowed Tino to do well and get back and take it off his toe. Harry Kane really deep into his own half here, just to have a touch of the ball. I'm sure he's forgot what it looks like. Tino down the line to Gordon down this left-hand side. Gordon for the first time having a good run at the full-back, but again, full-back's matching him pace for pace at the moment, so he's going backwards this time. Harry Kane, again, very deep, plays a lovely ball out to Reece James and Madueke. A little bit of a give and go around the corner, but the referee has given a free kick against Reece James for a collision. Now I don't really know what he's supposed to have done in the. Actual fact, he's just shouldered him in the chest. If the referee didn't like the look of that one, so free kick on the edge of the box to Serbia. Go along there again, looking for the solo striker up top, Vlahovic, who's not getting much change out of Mark Gay or Konza at the minute, to be fair. But the header back did go back to a blue shirt, so Serbia retained the ball just inside the England half. Again, Tino unlucky there, gets a heel on it, but it does ricochet back to a blue shirt. So Serbia just slowing it down. All of the England boys now just in their own half, just getting into shape. It's quite visible when they're defending. It's 4-1-4-1. Again, just Madueke on the half press, just forcing the Serbs back into their own half. Again, just trying to be a little clever here by retaining the ball, which they have done to some success. Going long again from the keeper. Again, looking on that left-hand side, but headed clear once again quite easily and comfortably by Reece James. Ball comes back to Serbia, though. Again, just in the Serbian half, onto the halfway line now. They move down this right-hand touch line. They come back inside now, Serbia. Again, just looking for, very similar to England, if I'm honest with you, very static. But because we become narrow, there's always an out ball on either flank because... where Serbia drop a midfielder into the hollow, or the winger will drop right the way back so they can play five across the back. We still try and maintain our shape to a degree with this 4-1-4-1. And sometimes it can be to our undoing because we seem to want to defend the 18-yard box corner to corner. So any long ball, if it's of quality, it gives the player time to bring the ball down and have a go. So Serbia on the run, and it's deflected off Pat Rice for the corner to Serbia. Again, 17th minute. Yeah, Serbia 0, England 0. And the Serbian fans just getting to the feet now, expecting something to happen. Dewsbury. Oh, I tell you. Where's Mighty Win? He's asking. He's gone for a meal, a family meal. It's a birthday. Half-hearted shot. And he's straight down Pickford's throat. Nothing of any problem there. Yeah, so he's out gallivanting with his family tonight, Dom. King Casado, England are fourth favourites to win the World Cup. On this performance, like I say, we just don't. We're great at retaining the ball when we're not able to or look like punishing the opposition. But as soon as we get to the final third, we just, again, it's all about decision making. Just don't think we've got the right or enough quality in the final third, especially against the low block, to do anything as dramatic. Anyway, Reece James fires one into the box, headed clear for an England corner. Again, they are getting the balls into the box, but again, it's not really looking at anybody in particular. Again, it's just more luck than judgment. The heat's going to be a factor. You're right, mate. Yeah, I totally agree with that, King. But it shouldn't be that warm. But into September now. In Poland, it was only 24 degrees today, so can't see it being much around, much further than that, if I'm honest with you. Where are we? Was a ball into the box, but like I say, it's half cleared. Come back to a white shirt, and there was a little bit of a mistimed pass there. And we've from Madueke, and they've got a chance of a little break on it if they again do it right. But again, lone striker, not really getting much change from that. And well done, Mark Gay, with a nice little bit of skill there around the corner. Madueke and Rice just getting on the wrong side of each other, and again, not really understanding what each other wanted to do. But nothing, like I say, I'm not enamored from what I'm seeing at the moment. Again, we've become quite dormant, not enough movement, not enough quality on the ball when we've got the ball. Again, you change players' mindset when you constantly trying to find that little gap over the top or that little channel ball. Makes defenders think of whether they should mark the player or the space to stop the pass getting into. And again, it's all about trying to, unsettle and unnerve the opposition. And I don't think we do enough. Just far too easy to defend against them, in my opinion, at this present moment in time under Tuchel. Not really seeing a lot that really blows my frock up. The physio is on for Gordon. His hairband has slipped. We have Saka, Jude and Palmer missing. Definitely 3 game changers. Shane, you're absolutely right, mate. And it's like I said, you look at depth. And I don't know about you guys, but yes, I like Saka. But if you think Madueke is our change for Saka, is there a massive step in quality there? Well, there is for me. I know, people will have their own opinions on that. I have never seen a lot in Madueke for me to say that he's the finished article at international level. And if I say, we've been talking many a time to say that we've got lots of quality in depth in England now. I have to question that. I was one of the ones that said that. Anyway, Tino now down on the halfway line on the left back. Seems to be his nurtured position these days. Be interesting to see what happens when Hall comes back. And has Anthony Gordon done enough for you guys? Bowen should be in front. Mate, yeah, what a good shout that is. In a really poor side as well, West Ham. And again, the shining light. I would have loved Bowen down at St James's Park. Anyway, Gordon done well there on the half turn. Anthony Gordon, again, up against 2 defenders. Gets checked back, gives it back to Tino. Tino now gets the ball out of his feet. Running backwards, plays the ball all the way to Mark Gay, who on the halfway line squares it to Konza. Again, nothing really, no outlet on that right-hand side. Now it goes out there. Madueke, again, the Serbians happy to stand 2 up against him and not allow anything in. Ball into the box. Rice just with a little bit of a floating header. No power on that, though. He was just, you could see what he was trying to do, just header it back across towards Kane running in from the penalty spot. But again, not a knot on it. It was Anthony Gordon who was making the late diagonal and arched run. There was a little bit of a pinball between the two heads that just took the weight off the ball, having seen it again. Harry Kane now just draws the ball back to Gaya, gives it to Elliot Anderson. Haven't heard of Elliot Anderson again for the last 5 minutes. Gone a bit quiet. Gaya out to Konza. Konza now runs forward, drills the ball into James down that right-hand side. Again, allowing the Serbians allowing England to push on. Ball over the top now for Anthony Gordon to run onto. But again, once that ball zips off the surface, it's just going to run straight through to the keeper. It's got to be a perfect delivery. Has Bruno got a knock from his Brazilian duties, says Shane. Haven't heard anything, if I'm honest. They again, you hear so many different rumours. Because I think there was somebody was saying that he got a dead leg. But again, I'm not 100% sure of exactly what's happened there. But am I right in saying he came off in his second game? Am I right in saying that? Or am I just dreaming that? So there's a potential that could be. Please select the server. Oh, okay. I've just had a note pop up on my screen, but that's nothing to do with me. Elliot Anderson now on the edge of his own box. Drills the ball into Harry Kane. First time there. Very good side of his foot. Gives it to Rice. Rice gives it back to Kane. Just inside the Serbian half in the centre circle. Drills the ball up. Again, another player that we haven't heard much of is Rodgers. And Anthony Gordon there just gives it back to Madueke. Madueke tries to shape a ball in towards the penalty spot. And a little bit of a spectacular from the number 7 wearing Anthony Gordon. Special shirt. For a special evening. That's what you say. Was discussed this afternoon. Smith NUFC, that pic was a fake photo generated to cause upset amongst fans, says Queenie. There you go. Now, I'd heard that he'd come. Somebody was saying that he'd come a cropper, but I hadn't seen anything of any stature apart from, like I say, what you can read from any so-called journal these days. I hate to say, apologies, Anthony. Ball out to Anthony Gordon now. Again, Tino to his left. Anthony Gordon does well. He gets into the box. He gets a shot on goal. The keeper does well to parry that one, to be fair. But it was didn't really give the keeper a lot to do. It was straight at him. He did all the hard work, Anthony Gordon. But like I say, just couldn't get the ball far enough away from the keeper's hands. The keeper was able to get both hands to it. And Reece James again. Come on, lad. That was terrible from the Serbian there. Anthony Gordon does really well, but like I say, unfortunately, because he's at a tight angle, just couldn't shape the ball to the far post. Back with the Serbian keeper now. Apologies for me keep drinking. I've got a bit of a cold around me, so getting a bit thirsty and a bit dry really quick. Dr. Leo, was it really? It fooled me, yeah. There you go. Yeah, there's a lot of it around now. And it's only going to get worse, ladies and gentlemen, this AI stuff. It's only going to get worse. Hoofed out from Serbia for England throw. And we seem to get a lot of movement down the width, but no movement in the middle where it counts, if I'm honest. And again, pretty late challenge on Anthony Gordon there. Referee simulating going towards his pocket. But I think he's just saying that's your final warning, lad. Ilic, number 17, has been a little naughty on a couple of attempts now. I mean, he's got no chance of getting that, and he literally lunges in at Anthony Gordon. I mean, we all know Anthony Gordon's going to go down quite easily because that seems to be his MO these days. But like I say, I think that was a bit uncalled for. Good ball into Morgan Rogers. It's through to Madueke, who's got a chance of a shot. Harry Kane! Oh! How was that? How was that not got in? Rogers does superbly well on the half turn. The defender commits himself. He gets on the turn. He feeds Madueke in, and I don't know whether Madueke is going for a shot, but it deflects off the underfoot of the defender. The ball comes square, and I don't know how on earth Harry Kane hasn't got that. Apologies if you can hear my daughter in the background, because she's having a right yap. Here we go. Goal kick to Serbia then. Goes long, just over the halfway line. Headed clear, but it's picked up by Rice, who gives it back to Gaye. Gaye pulls the ball forward. So again, Elliot Anderson, first time, just gets the ball out of his feet. And a nice chance here for Anthony Gordon if he can run on with this ball. It rolls off his chest. He's on the edge of the box. Anthony Gordon with a shot. It's saved by the keeper. It rolls out to Tino again on that tight angle. He's giving it back to Harry Kane. Harry Kane now with the options just to give a simple ball. He drills one over towards Reece James. Gives it back to Harry Kane, who seems to be being pulled down there just inside the D. Very central, yeah. Referee pulls the yellow card out there to number 10. And I think well deserved. He looks like he was getting pulled backwards there. Yeah, definitely get pulled back there from, I have no idea, somebody itch. Number 10. Lukic, there you go. And he misses the next game from his... why have you got a blue tongue? Oh, two blue tongues. Okay. They've been sucking on lollipops and they've both got blue tongues. So free kick in a promising position here. Madueke, not really the one that I thought should be over this ball, but we'll see. There's a number of bodies there. Reece James, Madueke, Anthony Gordon, Konza's there. They're all having a chat. Looks like it's going to be left to Rice. And we all saw what he did for Arsenal not so long back. When he gets them right, he can shape them so well into that corner, into that bin. Yeah, flavoured vodka lollipops. Now these are sours. The kids said to the missus, they dared her to have one, and they're really nasty sour ones. And her face was a picture when she was sucking on it, but it's made her tongue completely blue. So I don't know how long that'll last. I bet she wished it was the vodka flavoured one, Shane. Anyway, there's a shot completely nothing of that free kick. It went straight into the wall. It's come all the way back to Gaye, who gives it to Tino. Back to Anthony Gordon, who, to be fair, has been a little bit more zesty. Runs to the byline and again tries to dig a ball out to the back stick. It's headed, or little feint header out from the Serbian. It's come all the way to Madueke again, who tries to drag it back. The ball runs under his foot, but he's managed to keep hold of it to Anderson. Anderson gives it to James. James drives it in and it's deflected again for a corner. And the Serbian seems to have taken one in the face there. But I think it looked more off his arm than his face, if I'm honest with you. I may be giving him an injustice. Well, that looked like it struck the hand as well from the free kick. But again, hand didn't really move away that much from his body. So I don't think it was too bad. So corner. Certainly building the pressure up here from England. Like I said, should be a goal up. So Rice again with this set piece. Outswinger. Let's see a better delivery. Plenty of bodies, plenty of white shirts in and around that penalty area. Ball floated in Flicked up to Harry Kane, who scores. Get in. Little glancing header, diving header to a degree, just bends down, gets the direction, the pace is on the ball, so he doesn't really need to put any neck muscle into it, and he guides that into the corner, 1-0. You know, when you start to read something, Shane, I let the dog lick Kay, and I'm like, oh, please. A lemon slice thinking he'd ate it, and he loved it. Yeah, mine's the same. Absolutely weird. He goes in for the first one and then backs away. But the second he gets in for the second one, he's happy. Yeah, well done. Harry Kane with that one. Again, all the pace was on the ball, just needed to direct it. Ball in off the post. Good goal. Well done. Very good goal. It's the first time I've seen a little bit of movement in the box as well. If you noticed, Harry Kane just runs off his defender. The defender's completely flat-footed, which gives him that little pocket of space that he can pick the ball up and get the header on target. So, yeah, great movement, good finish. Long ball up again, trying to pick out Vlahovic, but to no avail. Back with Pickford. Pushes the ball out to Konza on the right-hand side of the two. Konza's just asking for somebody to come towards him and one behind him. And again, he's caught in two minds there. It's a really poor decision, giving the ball straight back to Serbia. Serbia now with a deflected ball, but I think that should run out of play. It does in the end to a goal kick. That was, again, Konza indecisive, just trying to not make a decision one way or the other. And in the end, he makes nothing and just gives the ball straight back to Serbia. He was looking for somebody to come short for the ball. And then he saw an option to potentially go long with Royce making a deep run. Really poor. Again, you know, this is the type of things where decent teams can hurt you. So you've got to be careful. Pickford now fires the ball out to Reece James just inside the England half. Madueke does well there to turn the corner. Again, lovely football with Rodgers. Madueke now running into the penalty box. Comes central. Madueke! Goal! What a goal. That is, again, we talk about movement. We talk about first-time football. And that, for me, is the epiphany. That is that one. Great football. All 1-2 touch football. Elliot Anderson, Rodgers, round the corner, Madueke, free run into the box. Again, goes central, draws the keeper, and then just tucks it away. So comfortable. And it just, you know, when you play football for what it is, it's a simple game. Did it really well. Really nice move for England. 2-0. Just having a look at the 17 replays that they always seem to want to do on ITV. Different angles, different cameras. Still the same outcome. Lazio! Yeah, I remember them. We were talking about that lunchtime, Shane. Back in the heyday, back in the 90s. Steve, you should have stayed. He's been watching 5 minutes and we've scored twice. Yeah, it's been rubbish for the first part. You've come at the right time, mate. Again, really good good finish, good build up to the goal as well. Really good. Anyway, Serbia back off again, left to right, down to this touchline on the halfway line, and again England on the half press, forcing them all the way back to the keeper, who, again, a little bit undecisive of whether to go long, goes square. Put his player in a little bit of an awkward situation, but Madueke's fouled, and it's let him off quite easily there in a tight situation. Yeah, see, I haven't, Marco saying about Madueke. Madueke's, I think he's sometimes, he tries too many crazy things rather than doing the simple things. if he sticks to the basics, he looks a worldie. But again, step over after step over after step over. And I think he just, like I say, he tries to take a touch too much for me sometimes. Anyway, Serbia, about 35 yards out on that right-hand side. Again, just tries to jink a ball into the box, but his countryman is offside, so it's allowed to go all the way through to Pickford. Nice little passage of play to a degree there from Serbia, who, again, I haven't offered a great deal at all. The game has just come to a halt for a second. In the 38th minute, Harry Kane and Madueke both with the goals. I don't know who the referee is reprimanding there, but he's come over and there you go. Don't know whether that was to him or not. I have no idea. Seems weird. As I say, the referee coming all that way just to get to have a word for something he's been said. And just while there's a lull in play, we are just looking at Harry Kane's goal. Anyway, we're back in the action. Konza now, just on the halfway line, just holds play up. Looking at Reece James there, but decides against it. All the way back now to Pickford. Pickford now just looking for an out. He gives the ball long. He's got a couple of runners here with Morgan Rogers just trying to tussle with the centre-back. Centre-back does well there to get it clear, but it's coming to Harry Kane. I don't know what he was doing there, but the ball fell kindly to Anthony Gordon, who's tugged back on the Serbian. And it's a free kick and a yellow card to Anthony Gordon. Again, there's no real need for or any danger coming from that. Absolutely mental. What was the need for Anthony Gordon to pick up a card there? The ball got away from him. The guy was nowhere near the goal. He's got lots to run into. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Anyway, cheers, everybody. Tino there with a little drag back. Gets taken down by Ilic, who's on a yellow card. He's got to be careful, Ilic. Ball back with Gay. Konza. Again, delayed what he wanted to do there to a degree. Allowed the Serbian player to close the space down. Pickford now out to Konza. Good ball to Morgan Rogers. And Morgan Rogers was he just played the ball probably a little bit too early, under a little bit of pressure from Serbia. Elliot Anderson does really well again to fight off Vlahovic in that deep midfield. Just gets the ball back. And again, now we've got Royce, Anthony Gordon out on the left-hand side. Anthony Gordon now. He's got Elliot Anderson inside of him. He plays the ball out to Reece James, who's again on the overlap. Oh, Madueke had come short and he'd gone long to try and find that little space down the back end there. Some lovely link-up play, though, for Madueke's goal. I must admit, that was it's nice to watch that. I'm more than happy to watch replays of that one. Very good. But again, misunderstanding from both Madueke and Reece James down that right-hand side. Anyway, Serbia now on the halfway line. Just trying to get in behind the fullbacks. Reece James got done for a bit of pace there. Konza on his heels. And the ball's deflected twice off the England player, then off the Serbian player for a goal kick to England. Again, just lost his footing there, Konza, on that ball that was just slightly behind him. It could have caused a little bit of a problem, but it didn't. first real sign of anything from Serbia, if I'm honest, and we're in the 42nd minute. Pickford now with the goal kick. Goes long. Again, not really close to a white shirt, but it's headed cleared and back with Elliot Anderson. Rogers now picks up the loose ball. He gives it back to Kane, gives it to Elliot Anderson. Anderson to Konsa. Konsa square to Gaye. Gaye to Tino. Tino now, again, playing at left back today. Again, plays it safe on his weaker foot and gives it back to Gaye, who goes square to Konsa. Konsa, again, not really risking anything. Just wants to keep it nice and tight at the back. All the way back to Pickford this time. Again, Pickford just waiting for some movement. Harry Kane's in the centre circle, so we've got no target man of such. And it looks like Morgan Rogers is our highest player at the moment, with Anthony Gordon alongside him. So again, just a little bit of a different shape there for England. Again, looks like we go very narrow through that middle. Harry Kane is happy to have a go and take on a couple of the Serbs at the back. But again, not a real good ball, which is headed clear for an England throw. Looks a bit dubious there from Tino, that throw in, but the referee's allowed it to go on. Ball given to Reece James now. Back on the halfway line with Rice. And again, England just going through the late run from Tino there, not seen through the channel from Rice. Again, Reece James trying again to do another dart off that right-hand wing, but again, delayed again from Rice. England just keeping the ball. Rice puts his hand up and acknowledges both runs from players. Gaye gives it through to Konsa. Again, Rice, the man who's gone the deep midfield now in the 6, alongside Elliot Anderson, who again just trying to play in the half space. Rogers has come again to give him an angle, but again, that's really poor from Reece James. He gets a simple ball and he's trying to play it first time, and maybe that's the reasons why we don't play first time football, because we can't. Reece James, bloody awful, just kicking the ball out of play there. Anyway, good press from Rice, puts the defender in all sorts of bother, and the keeper then just tries to pass the ball sideways, and again, a bit lucky. Elliot Anderson, to be fair, again, maybe I have got my Geordie bias on, but doing extremely well in the midfield. Seems really settled. When you think of some of the youngsters that have played in there over the last couple of games, he seems to have come into his own in that spot. Kobe Mainu and the like. Wharton. I think Wharton will be a good deep line midfielder, but I think he's still trying to learn the game a little bit yet. But Elliot Anderson has shone and he's full of confidence at the minute, so well done. Anyway, Serbs have got a chance here with a chance on the halfway, on the edge of the box, I should say, and Vlahovic has saw the whites of his eyes light up there, and he hits the ball over the bar. Not really a half a chance. It's just that's half time, ladies and gents. Bravo. How can I answer that question with being polite? Vlahovic looks, again, we talk about Walter Mardi in Germany. The style that these guys are playing, does it suit his game? Not really. He's hustling and tussling against 2 or 3 players. He's never really going to get the chance of getting the ball under control. So you don't actually see the quality of the player in this squad. What he could be like in the domestic league, mate, God only knows. Listen, we all know Vlahovic is a striker. We all know he can do something for you. Again, a lad's void of confidence at the minute from his domestic club because of the situation with Juventus. So he certainly needs a bit of game time, and he certainly needs a little bit of nurturing from whoever his new coach is, because I think the best thing to do for him and for the sake of his football is to play. And like I say, he doesn't seem very happy at the moment, even with his international football. Geordie say here, Mackham say here. Geordie say school, Mackham say school. Yeah, I see it. It's like it's very similar to Staffordshire or Black Country people and Brummies. Our dialect is a little bit different. But you won't hear that unless I'd got a Brummie sat next to me. Then you'd hear a massive difference between the two of us. And not living up there, I know it sounds crazy. I don't always hear the Mackham twang until they say certain words, because I'm not living up there like I used to regular. So I don't get to hear some of the sayings anymore. Yeah, you're right. Vlahovic is only 24. Got a lot to learn. Geordie say Sunday roast and Mackham say rat salad. Oh dear. Love that, Gus. That's brilliant, mate. Don't forget, guys, smash that like button for us if you wouldn't mind. It just helps us get further as a channel. And like I say, we will be back tomorrow for the lunchtime with Chris. And I believe it's Chris again tomorrow night, unless he wants me to step in. But I haven't heard anything yet. So I'm sure he'll let me know. And then I'm back with you on Thursday lunchtime for any news before the presser on Friday. I don't know about you guys, but I am so happy to have the Premier League back. It's I don't know, international football. I know it sounds awful, but it has lost its edge, lost its way a little bit for me. I don't know how you guys feel. I am still a proud Englishman. I'm not going to deny that, but it certainly doesn't feel like it used to. Anyway, anything of any stature? I'm just going to have a quick look, see if there's any news that's dropped on my doorstep in the past half an hour, 45 minutes that we can talk about. Northeast Pub serves special anti-Alexander Isak burger after bitter transfer. Newcastle United bettered Arsenal, Man United and Chelsea in transfer striker battle, according to the Chronicle. Yeah, we thought we'd have a look at Eddie Howe's transfers on Thursday. Don't know whether you guys are interested. Come and join me. We're going to have a look and whether it was a yay or a nay from his signings and what they could mean for us going forward. And like obviously we'll go back and look at the boys that he signed previously, and we'll look at the boys that he signed. Obviously, we don't really know much of them, but we can give our character judgment, if you like, and see what's going on. So that will be an interesting one. It's nice for a level-headed host tonight, Gary. Winning Chris at time, man, worse than a married couple. Shane, I always have to. It's like being the referee between them two, and you're right. It's like being the married couple. They could argue black is white quite comfortably, and they'd still believe they're both right, which is crazy. But I mean, like I said, they do it in good spirit. There's always a lot of love in and amongst the banter, if I'm honest. There a live show at 10 p.m. tonight. Is that Mighty Mag? I don't know who's doing that one then, unless Chris is doing it. I'll have to let you know if he's on, because obviously we would have a show unless he's doing the American Mag, because I'd seen that he'd been playing with his new colours. He might be doing the American Mag show at 10 o'clock. So again, if you hit the bell, whatever we do as a channel, because we've got a couple of sister channels as well for anybody that's new to us here at NUFC Talk TV. We've got RCM, which is the Premier League, where we look at all things Premier League. People say there's a Geordie bias to it. There's not. We try and put our Wurzel Gummidge heads on and be completely middle of the road and say it as we see it, if I'm honest. And then we've got the lads over at 90s Mags, which again, on Sundays we do, the lads come over from 90s Mags, and again, they come onto our panel through the week, but do their own show on a Sunday. Again, two lovely lads, D-Man and Jeffo, that give you a different opinion. So there you go. Have a look at that one. But I'm sure Chris will give me the update regarding the show tonight, matey. Like I say, thanks for that. What else is out there? How old is yours? Okay, bravo. I think Vlahovic is as good as Larson, if not better. Oh, okay. That's like I said, it's really hard to look at him. Now, with the Larson situation, I said back when we were linked with Voldemada, it wouldn't be both because they're too similar. Vlahovic, I think that unfortunately, I think that bolt has sailed now. When we've got the two strikers, I think there's, in my opinion, I think there's more necessity in other areas, especially somebody that can, play a little bit of tiki-taka in midfield. Somebody with quick feet, quick mind, that can break lines, things like that. I think we are desperate for not a player that can run with the ball, because we've got two of them once fit, if they ever get fit. It'd be nice to see Ramsey. Hopefully not too bad. Again, I've not heard too much from his injury. I think that swelling has gone down now, so he should be available the weekend. It should be an interesting one. Just waiting for the second half to go, and we'll start again. Just having a look at some of the England chances. Again, they've had a couple of really good opportunities. England, Anthony Gordon, like I said, just the shape of the ball was just a little bit too much too soon, so it became very central. And again, the Harry Kane toe-out that just went past the post. So, as daft it looks, could be 3 or 4 up at half time. I don't know about you guys, but I expected a little bit more from Serbia. I am very, very disappointed with Serbia at this present moment in time. Not really offered a lot on attacking unit. Being at home, I expected a real close game, but hasn't really materialised yet. So, let's see what can come in the second half. I'm still trying to find out the truth about Wissa. Just trying to see if there's anything breaking in any of the mainstream medias, but again, still nothing of any real quality to go out there. Just looking at one or two news reports. Again, nothing of what's happening at Newcastle. So I'm going to keep my opinions to myself. Like I say, until I hear on Friday from the man. Probably won't hear anything anyway, because we know how good he is when it comes to keeping his information close to his chest. Eddie Howe, he doesn't really give a lot away. So again, I'm just trolling through bits and pieces to see if there's any real news out there. Again, everybody's just... so Anthony Gordon's first half stats versus Serbia. 100% accurate passing. 2 out of 4 successful dribbles. 1 out of 1 accurate long balls. Ground duels 1, 3 out of 6. It's the most duels won this match. And shot accuracy 2 out of 3. So again, 67% in the percentile. So not a bad half, if I must say myself. It's something we need from him. He needs to certainly get his mojo back. I must admit, because like I say, he's been pretty poor, if I'm honest. So, interesting one. Again, Tino Livramento, first half stats, guys. Here we go. Again, really good threshold. Very good threshold, if I'm honest with you. Accurate passes, 100%, 19 out of 19. Successful dribbles, 100%, 1 out of 1. Tackles 1, 100%, 1 out of 1. 2 passes into the final third, 2 ball recoveries, ground duels won. What do you reckon? Yeah, you got it, 100%. 3 out of 3. Dispossessed, 0 times. Superb first half. Absolutely superb first half. Again, he's done everything asked of him, made the job simple, made the task in hand simple, hasn't done a canard say and been stuck in 2 frames of thought. He's seen what he's seen the, where he wants to put the ball and he's delivered it. Quick mind, quick feet, delivered, done. It's the same with driving, isn't it? I always say to my missus when we were looking around, it's those around me that hesitate that I worry about, because you don't know what's going to happen next. And it's the same with football, I suppose. Those that hesitate with the ball, you're not really 100%. They're the ones that you need to be closing down because they're not clear of mind of what decisions been made up. So yeah, very good. And like I say, for me, one of the most noticeable players on the park, and the one that I love watching at the minute, is Elliot Anderson. What a loss for Newcastle. They reckon anything north of £80 million will be what we would have to pay to get him back next season. It just won't happen. It certainly won't happen. It might happen if we lose a Bruno or a Tina or a Tonali. You never know, but I can't see it. I'm not going to put that up on the screen. That always... I remember the Duncan Ferguson. That was quite funny. Again, still nothing regarding Wissa, Johan Wissa. Again, just people just saying he's been forced through, forced off with injury. But again, nothing confirming that. Nice picture before we start the match in the second half. Again, we're just waiting for coming on, and you can imagine, can't you, standing next to this guy. He must bloody tower over you. I thought that was quite funny. Quite apt, as they say in the business, because he is a big lad, a very big lad. Smash the like button, absolutely, Mag. We are all here for you guys. So the more you help us, the more we can get out there and spread the love and spread the noise, if you like. So again, apologies for you listening to me for the last hour and 20 odd minutes. Trust me, I know all about it because my throat is raw. I'm having this blasted cold. If Wissa is injured, then we are knackered, says Marco. Well, like I said, the one good thing, I suppose, is having Valdemar back is it keeps everybody in their positions. Harvey Barnes hasn't really blown any trees, has he? So Anthony Gordon coming back into... Oh, he's still banned, isn't he? He can't play this one. It's his final game before he's banned. So, yeah, I mean, like I say, Harvey Barnes is going to have to play then, isn't he? But it keeps everybody in position. Do you guys feel sorry for Asula if Asula gets dropped? That's the question, I suppose. No, is the answer to that. When you've been given the opportunity to show a little, and again, it's not just, we talk about pre-season. Yes, he scored the goal against Liverpool with 10 men. You got to take your hat off. But, we're all criticising and critiquing Walter Marder in a German side who had very little opportunities to do anything. So, for me, why not just give the lad a chance? He can't be no worse than Asula's done for us. And he's a natural threat in the air. I won't say a natural threat. It's only because of his size, but be interested to see if he can jump with that size. Tim 1937. Serbia insist on tiki-taka, knowing full well they don't have the ability to win that way. Some good forward balls by England, but can play more with Serbia's high line and no pressure on the ball. Yeah, I mean, like I said, they put themselves under a lot of pressure. Couple of noted changes in the second half for Serbs. Jovic is coming on and Kostic. Kostic soda. And just waiting for the game to restart, ladies and gentlemen. And we will crack on. Just looking at the crowd. Here we go. All the way back to the Serbian keeper, who again decides to try and hit some of the blue shirts. Again, a bit of head tennis there from both teams. It's fallen to Serbia. Again, lucky deflection. And off that comes a bit of a crazy one from Rodgers, who just sticks a foot out and trips one of the Serbs. Pickford shouting and commanding his area, trying to find out what's going on. Just trying to get some information across to the lads in front of him. I'd still have my hands in front of me, though, not behind me. Ball jigged in towards the penalty spot. It's headed clear by Kane. Tino trying to get on the end of this and just pushes the ball down the line for Elliot Anderson to try and get onto. But again, a bit of a stretch. Elliot Anderson's fallen rather awkwardly there, bless him. I don't know what's going on there. And Kane just having a question with the referee. He seemed to come down really heavily on his hip, Elliot Anderson. Don't know. Falls over the defender's outstretched leg. He comes down over the top of his leg, and first part to make contact with the ground is his iliac crest, for anybody that is interested in medical terminology. Or greater trochanter. And anyway, Serbia back with the ball, and it goes off to the keeper. Again, keeper plays a crazy ball behind his defender, so he's facing the wrong direction of where you want to be. But he did well getting the clearance, but it's fallen straight back to England. Elliot Anderson seems to be running okay now. James Madueke's first touch again is awful. At this level, that should be stopped on a sixpence. Anyway, Serbia out on the right-hand side. So gone for the underlap with Ilic. Who's again just trying to, well done again, Tino. Keeping that ball in play. Rice, again, playing a bit crazy there. Headed clear by Gay. Falls again to Tino, who delicate dink over the top to Harry Kane. Harry Kane looks up and he can see Madueke on there. Got the afterburners going here down this right-hand side. Madueke up against the fullback. And the fullback there, to be fair, did well to keep up ground and just see the ball out of play for a throw into Serbia. Again, putting the keeper under awful amounts of pressure when they didn't need to. Okay, just Rodgers, again, a bit quiet for me, Rodgers. Done a couple of lovely things. Good square ball there to Rice, gets it out of his feet and drags the ball wide of the near post. He gave the eyes to the keeper thinking he was going to shape the ball to the right-hand side, the keeper's left hand, and he just wraps his foot round it to try and drill it into the net, and he just got it all completely wrong. Yeah, he's held his hand up for that one. Really poor finish. Serbia with a goal kick. Headed cleared again, but again, to nobody in particular. And that ball's just allowed to run out of play. Tuchel down there trying to get involved or not get involved with anything. Throw-in taken. Reece James all the way back to Gay, who's a bit more central. It was a little bit hot in mouth time there for a second because I could see what James was intending, but it was a little bit closer than I anticipated to the attacker. Again, poor ball from James behind Elliot Anderson. Elliot Anderson manages to dig it out now and keep the ball with England. Conter all the way back to Pickford. Pickford brings it out to... Harry Kane is literally playing as a 6 on the edge of our D. What is going on? This is shocking. If he's being asked to play that role, that is crazy. We've got bloody players in the team that can do that, Harry. Get gone. Elliot Anderson now. Again, no press from the blue shirt whatsoever. Rice back to Anderson. Anderson looks up. He sees James on this right-hand side. He comes inside to Morgan Rogers. Rogers out to Madueke. Again, hugging this right-hand touchline. Madueke brings it inside onto his stronger foot, the left. James back to Elliot Anderson. Elliot Anderson square again to Rice. Going over to the left-hand side with Tino. Tino looks for the movement of Anthony Gordon. Brings it back inside to Rice. Elliot Anderson now, we're about 40 yards out. Gives it to Reece James. Central. Reece James looks up. Fires the ball out to Madueke. Madueke now trying to get stood up by the defender. Am I going to beat you? 2-step overs. Brings it back to James. James sets it up for Rice, who again mishits it into the ground rather than through the back of the ball. Didn't really catch the valve very well there. Easily cleared by Serbia, but it's back with England. And again, Serbia just having his hand around the waist of Rice there. I think he was lucky, if I'm honest with you. I think Rice showed a little bit too much of that at first, and it allowed the ball to come back. But again, it was just because he's got his hand on his shirt. The referee's gone with Rice. Anyway, Rice gives it short. Gordon comes inside onto his favoured foot. Shot. And it's got a... Oh, what are you doing? Shoot! Get in! Get in! Is he offside? No, it's goal. And that's Konza on the back stick. I don't know what happened to Harry Kane. He just seemed to stand still. That is... I mean, again, you know, he seems to be wanting to play more as a defender than he does a bloody attacker these days. Very static in that middle. Ball goes out. It's a shot, hard and low, just bounces just before the keeper. The keeper just parries it. Gay gets a touch on it. It rolls in front of Kane and then rolls beautifully on the back stick for Konza, who was following it up. So, yeah, very good. England 3, Serbia 0. Or should I say Serbia 0, England 3. Harry Kane didn't even go for that ball. That went straight across him. The defender stuck his foot out. But again, you've got to anticipate these things, haven't you? Just on his heels. And Konza just follows it through and buries it. But, I mean, to be fair, he should have buried it. I think I'd have scored from there. They're just checking, see if there's an offside. I think Harry Kane would have been offside if he'd have touched it. So maybe I'm giving him an injustice. Yeah, they are very static, mate. Very static. Serbians. Reacting rather than proacting. I'm still not sure that Harry Kane meant that. I think he wanted it. He was just a bit late to react to it. Well done, Konza, for gambling. First goal in 5 matches for Konza. Anyway, Serbia back on with the play. Again, lost possession quite comfortably, but Harry Kane again trying the silky skills. Gives the ball back to Serbia, who's on a bit of a run now. Oh, Reece James got to actually. He looked like he'd won the ball there, and he trapped the foot of the player between the ball and himself, and he tripped over it. Okay, I'll let you off. But I don't know why Harry Kane's trying to do his little back. You know, little drag backs and stuff like that. You could have just literally toe poked that forward. Anyway, Serbia into the box for the first real attempt at goal. But no, nothing. Again, it's gone for a corner kick. It looks like two English players collided there. I don't know whether there was a little push from Vlahovic. In swinger now from Serbia on this corner, on that far side. Ball comes in just in back stick. Again, headed up in the air, and it's comfortable for Pickford to pick up. Again, just rolls it out simple. Again, another game where Pickford's not really been tested. Why haven't you given that ball, Reece James? I don't know why Reece James doesn't push the ball forward. If the forward's in an offside position, then you can say, I've done my job, can't you? It just seems as though he just doesn't want the hero. I don't know whether he doesn't like assists or what. Anyway, Madueke gives it inside to Kane. Kane with a ball over the top to Anthony Gordon. First touch lets him down, though. He manages to retain possession. He falls over on the second attempt, and that's going to be a throw to Serbia because nobody touched that. And the Serbian player looks as though he's been shot. Yeah, the old man will be proud of that one. Exactly. The Serbians saying that he's got hit across the bridge of the nose. Yeah. So what's your predictions, guys, for the Wolves game? Newcastle Wolves. For any Newcastle supporters out there in the chat. Comes a shouting, let's focus. I think it was focus anyway. What? Come on, he's on the edge of the playing field there. Referee, you could ask him to move off the field of play so we can just get on with the game. He's literally on the touchline being treated by physios. I mean, literally, I bet he's got paint lines on his backside. That's how close he is. I don't know what hit him, if I'm honest with you, if anything hit him. Zivkovic. The next round of internationals, we've got the friendly against Wales on Thursday, the 9th of October, 7 p.m. on ITV. Oh, Mighty Mag. 2-1 to the Toon, says Leo. Dr. Leo. I've whacked a 3-0 in the tournament, says Mighty. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I could do with that. I'll qualify with Latvia coming up as well in October. So again, that's going to be not long away now for that one. The Latvia and England game is Tuesday the 14th of October. That'll be 7 p.m. as well. So again, it'll be another 7:45 kickoff, I think. Mix put in 5-1 to the Toon. That'll be a good game. Look forward to that one if it's true, mate. Bit of head tennis in the middle there. Game's restarted. Serbia have got a good opportunity here that's opened up for them. Left of centre. Again, running into a dead end slot though, and he again just really hoping more than doing anything else there. Kane again deep, looking for a little run off the back of Rodgers, but again too late. Rodgers had delayed his run, and it's given back to Serbia. Back with the keeper now. Again, goes central and long. Looking, Vlahovic does well there to nod the ball down into the space, but no blue shirt anticipated that one. Gay, Tino. Short to Royce. Back to Gay. Again, just on the edge of the England box with Pickford. Pickford just going diagonal, looking for a bit of a run there. Unlucky from Anthony Gordon because he the right idea. It was just not enough angle on the ball from Pickford. Certainly the right idea from Anthony Gordon there. Again, England just backing off now and just allowing the Serbs with the ball in their own half. And now Serbia on the turn, just inside England half. Plays the ball central. Little give and go there. A good defensive blockade from Konsa, but it's offside anyway. He wasn't to know that. Oh, Queenie 2-0. Yeah, that's mine as well. I was going to put a 2-0 in. I'm trying not to put anything else in. But 2-0 was my original prediction. I hadn't put it in the chat yet. I will do. So yeah, it looks like me and you are going to be on the same vein there. Another substitution. No substitutions for England yet. Another one for Serb. He's always going to be loyal to the black and white army. Yeah, we've been making loads of chances. Our luck has to change, says Mick. Yeah, mate, you're right. As I say, 2 games that we've with a centre forward in, we could have easily had a few. Not to be, and we've got to build. And like I say, fingers crossed that injury to Wissa isn't that bad. I mean, the beauty of Wissa coming back on that 14-hour flight, whether he makes it tonight or not, will also aid whatever damage there is to this injury, if there is a little bit of swelling. Only problem is, like I say, they won't have a doctor on board. Oh, that's a useless ball. But again, very poor from Serbia, picked up by Rice. So we will get a little bit of R&R on the 14 hours on the way back home. Yeah, I agree, mate. I think we need a little bit of confidence. I think our confidence has been hammered a little bit from all the shenanigans that have been happening in and around Newcastle. It's a bit of a dark cloud upon us. Hopefully, better, lighter days. And like I say, I'm looking forward to it to see what these pair offer us. Oh, that's a nice little ball around the corner for Harry Kane to try and get on, but it's well defended at the minute from Serbia. Again, not getting themselves out of harm's way, and the ball's found to Rice. Rice on the edge of the box with a left-footed, I would say, back pass rather than shot. Didn't really get any venom with it, but again, Serbia are the makings of their own issues there. To be fair, trying to play out from the back, as the lads stated before in the chat. Ball across to this left-hand side for Serbia on the halfway line now. Oh, again, just losing his footing at the wrong moment, and it's given them the ball back to England with Tina. Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon on the turn. Gets pulled back. The referee, no card this time for a lad who's just come on. Samrovic. Konza now into Elliot Anderson. Elliot Anderson to Rice. Rice over to Anthony Gordon, who drives the ball all the way back to Gay. Gay back to Pickford again. More blue shirts pushing forward now. Serbia are 3-0 down. Long ball up towards Madueke. Madueke not really getting his eye on the ball at all there. Back with Serbia now in the back four. Again, ball over the top looking for Vlahovic. Again, not really directed with any purpose. And it's straight back with Pickford. Konza up to Elliot. Harvey Elliott now, just inside his own half. Just taking his time, weighing up the options. Konza back to Pickford. No real target man. couple of players half willing to go. That's, again, Gordon, a little bit of a tactic there from Tuchel by the looks of it. You get the two lads, Morgan Rogers as well as Kane, come deep into their own half, trying to draw the centre halves deep or high. And then you get Anthony Gordon will do his arch run from the width, and Tino goes up the line, and he's got two focal points then to aim at. Pickford was a school of Pope there and kicks the ball out of play, but you could see the understanding that was going on there. Anyway, a little bit of a break for Serbia now down this left-hand side. Ooh, cheeky little cross-come shot there from Serbia. Straight over the bar, though. And Pickford wasn't in any trouble whatsoever. Yeah, again, no real quality, no end product from Serbia. Very poor. Joe Linton saying, let's have it. I predict riots. Let's have it. Yeah, exactly. Riot police in the ground. Wow. It's crazy, isn't it? Like I say, you think the way they're segregated now into these, in between these two metal rails, it's ridiculous. I think them days are well behind us now. Well, hopefully them days are well behind us. Gay now, safe back to Pickford. Pickford to Konza, again, just inside his penalty box. Morgan Rogers now. We're coming up to 66 minutes. Rogers done well there. He beats two players and plays a nice ball on the outside to Madueke, who's got a bit of space to run into now. Madueke trying to arrow the ball with purpose to a white shirt, but again, not really delivered with any greatness. Elliott picks the ball back up from midfield, drives towards the box, back out to Madueke. Madueke onto his better foot this time, floated towards in between the boxes. A shot from Rice, who again, ball deflects up in the air. It deflects off the three and out for a corner kick to England again. Again, that when Madueke plays the ball with his good left, it's an in-swinger, but he plays the ball beautifully between penalty spot and the 6-yard box. It's no man's heath. And the ball's going to land literally the way it's floating and bending in and shaping in. It's going to land on the 6-yard box. So keepers have to commit through bodies to come and punch or claim that. So again, you get a lot of undecisiveness, if you like. And I think you've seen that from the Serbian keeper with those crosses. So yeah, like I say, it's not an enthralling battle because, like I say, Serbia aren't really making it one. They're just really, it's just very poor. It's one of the poorest Serbian sides I've seen in a very, very long time. Tino now on that overlap, just run out of room. Again, he had the opportunity to try and wrap his left foot round that one. But again, he tries to keep the ball on his right foot and narrow the angle a little bit more for him to run inside the box. But it went out for a goal kick. A couple of changes now. So we've looks like Reece James has seen the last point of call. You see Rashford coming on. Is this Spence, isn't it? This is Spence coming on and getting a chance. Yeah, he's been a steady player for Spurs, Spence. Anthony Gordon comes off again. I have no issues with that, to be fair. Not done bad, Anthony Gordon. And Rashford's come on. Again, that's a straight swap, like for both players. Goal kick to Serbia then. Don't know about you guys, but the second half seems to have just slowed down a little bit. Ball comes back towards Harry Kane, who again just plays the ball the way he's facing. Back with Mark Gay. Tino now, left back. Just, again, waiting for options, taking his time. No gambles. Pickford now. Pickford tries to do these clever little chop cross passes. I think you'd need to be that clever, Sunshine. Again, tries to drill a ball up towards Harry Kane. It's again intercepted, but intercepted back by England. Harry Kane now does nicely beating his first player, but he could have got rid of the ball. He comes inside. Again, why try and beat a player 2 or 3 times? You've got the opportunity to pass the ball inside where the player is available. Hey, Mitrovic is coming on. Blast from the past from our Mito. And Vlahovic, who was, like I say, he's not really done a lot, to be fair. Doesn't look very happy. But I think that lad's got a lot of sorting out to do. He doesn't, but he does choose Wolf or Asula because Gordon's out. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he can only, well, like I say, at the minute, if Wissa is injured, he has only got a choice of 2, mate, not 3. Yeah, Rashford jumps for that one. No, anywhere. Konza does well. Heads the ball up rather than out, though. It comes back to Gaye, who again clears it with Tino. Tino gives it to Elliott, who gives it to Rice, who now passes it out right to Madueke. Madueke looks up and he's got runners on the outside side if he chooses to give Spence, but he doesn't. Oh, Morgan Rogers just tried to do a drag back and drag it between the 2 Serbians, but again, loses it. But Spence is back to get back into position, and he does really well to get the challenge in. And it's out of play for a throw-in to Serbia. 71st minute. Serbia 0, England 3. Harry Kane, Madueke, and Konza are the scorers. Again, nothing, not under any threat from Serbia at the minute. Don't look like as though there's going to be any threat. But obviously, we all know Mitrovic is a different animal. But again, he's got to have support around him. So Harry Kane is on a chance here and he's through, but he's been pulled, he's chopped down. Is he red card? How is that? I'm not sure that's a red card, team, for Serbia. I'm not sure he's going away from goal. The angle of that, if you direct a goal, I will. I don't know, guys. I think that's lucky. I don't think he deserves that. Harry Kane's running away from goal here. He's not central. His first touch is out of his feet. His second touch, it's wide of the penalty area. He'd have caught up with the ball. I'm not denying that, but he would have been at a wide angle. So, is the referee's interpretation is he could have pulled, had time on the ball. Again, you have to ask the keeper, would the keeper have got out to that? I don't know. I didn't see where the keeper was at the time. Just having a second look at this. Gets his first touch out. I mean, the guy is definitely last man, but is he too wide to be deemed as running clear through on goal? I'll leave that into the interpretation. Maybe I'm giving Harry Kane an injustice here because he was through, and he had the potential of catching that ball up. So, but he did look a little bit wide to me. Yeah, Dio was saying the same. Yeah, it's hard. It's an hard one, mate. And to be fair, they've always got the option of going upstairs. He did wipe him out. You're absolutely right. I mean, like I said, I'm not saying it wasn't a foul. It's definitely a foul. It's whether it's a yellow card or a red card. But he's obviously deemed him being through on goal. So it's interpretation. I just find that a little bit on the, I'm just going to say it's probably on the boundary. It's getting tighter and tighter. That's a different conversation, Queenie. It's getting tighter and tighter, and VAR will make it worse on screen. You're absolutely right, mate. That's a question I was going to ask Win today. Has VAR gone too credential? Are we looking at people that make common sense judgments without common sense by being too educated? Because obviously they're all, well up in their own careers. I think we've gone to that. I can recite it, but I can't practical. Oh, there's a chance here, and it's a goal. Fourth one to a great ball from Rice there. Floated into that no man's heath, edge of the 6-yard box. Beautifully in-swinger from Rice. Keeper doesn't want to come out. It's beyond the defenders. And Mark Gay with the goal there. 4-0 to England. Great goal. Just a lovely floated ball. Just on the edge of the 6-yard. And look at the keeper. He's planted. And the defenders are just tussling. So really, really poor defending line there. I mean, you know, you've got to... You can only play what's in front of you. And like I said, I have yet to recall, and I'm thinking long and hard to see a worse team, Serbian team, that I'm watching at this present moment in time. Maybe Foxy can tell me differently, but I struggle. I'm struggling with this. 4-0 to England, though. Well done, I suppose. No, Norway are 9-1 up now. My God. Who are they playing? Jeez. Have they turned up for the walk-in football and not realised? Velkovic has come on. Another sub for Serbs. Oh, it was the lad who got shot by the sniper. Has come off. Oh, a little bit of skill there. It's nice to see Bowen on. Kane's out. Ollie Watkins is in. Adweke is out. And obviously Bowen, Yared Bowen's in. Again, well, I thought, in my own opinion, I thought he deserved a shout from the start in this game, as we'd already seen Madueke. They're playing Moldova. Wow. That's mental. Queenie saying, are you sure it's not the Eurovision? It possibly is, mate. Anyway, Spence just inside the Serbian half. Back to Konza. Mark Gay now, 77 minutes gone. Serbia 0, England 4. Rashford now. Again, trying to drop a shoulder, but just stays simple. Back to Rice, back to Gay, back to Konza. Halfway line. Again, we go square to Spence. Got plenty of time to look up Spence and utilise some of that space, buddy. Bowen on the outside. He gives it to him now. Bowen back heel. Lovely. Spence. First time cross, but it wasn't a good one. Didn't beat the first man. Serbia just literally slipped there, and he's given the ball back on the 20-yard mark. Bowen with a give and go with Rashford. Oh, I thought that was going to fall all the way through to Rodgers there, but there's something happened to number 3. I don't know what's happened with Serbia number 3 now. Maybe the riot squad are coming and hitting the wrong people, because I didn't see anything there. The Serbians got up saying that he's been smacked on the chin. Oh, I mean, you could. Everybody's screaming at the keeper. You've got to come and claim that. You've got to get that one. But again, it's that one. It's an indecision. You know, you've got to. You put it in the right areas. It makes it so. Yeah, you're right. I think Rashford should have had a bit of a cheeky dig at that one. Cross the box. Look for the deflections. Good header out that time by Konsa. Konsa's had a steady game, to be fair. Rodgers. Tino now, down the line to Rashford. Rashford got, again, lots of space to run into, running towards the corner of the penalty box. Comes inside onto his right foot. Shot! Oh, good save, to be fair. Good save by the keeper there, Serbian keeper. Hard and low to his left-hand side. I thought that was going to nestle into the bottom corner. It had the makings of it. Yeah, he certainly got, I always say bottom corner. I think it was a nice height for the keeper. Dean Henderson. Why? Retire. Retire from international duty for international sake. Player with the corner short, Bowen and Rashford. Comes out to Rice. Back to Rashford, he gets out of his feet. Ball into near box. It's come out. Come on, Elliot. Oh, I thought he was going to have a go there, Elliot, but it bounced up well and he's kept control of it, giving it back to Rashford, to Rice, back to Rashford on this right-hand side. Elliot Anderson now into Bowen. Bowen to Rodgers. Rodgers to Elliot. And nice little triangles here. Bowen comes onto his favoured left foot. Oh, there's a step over from Konza. It's come to Gaye. Gaye brings it back to Rice, who shots on target. And it's, the keeper's made an astonishing save there. More reaction than anything else. Lifts his arm up, and again, it's very Pope-esque, where it deflects off his forearm and over the bar. Lovely play. Again, lots more zip with the boys that have come on the park, I must admit. But again, that is a tremendous save, you know. I don't think he knew much of it. Rice is coming off now. He's done his bit for Anderson. Henderson, I should say. It looks like he's taking the captain's armband as well. Wow. Great game from Anderson. Totally agree. And to be fair, I'll give credit where credit's due. Rice has had a good game today. Yeah. Yeah, Anderson, I meant, Joe. I was looking at Anderson as Rice was running off the field. Bowen with a good cross in the box. It's fallen to the edge of the 6-yard box. It's come out to Tino, who turns backwards, gives it to Spence. Spence goes left to Bowen. Bowen now with lots of room to run into. He's on his favoured left foot. Bowen with a shot across the box, and he's offside. Ollie Watkins standing on the back stick. He's still on his knees, to be fair, Ollie Watkins. Questioning whether he should be offside. He was a mile offside. Bowen did really well, but then Ollie Watkins' momentum just takes him beyond. And then, like I say, the cross shot goes in off Ollie Watkins, but he's well offside. Still 4-0, guys. Keeper taking no chances, goes long. Remember, Serbia is down to 10 men. They battle well there, Serbia, but again, not well enough. But there's an opportunity there. Is that Henderson? No. I can always tell Henderson. He walks as though he's got tennis balls in his shoes. VAR are doing a goal check. Serious? Oh, Spence and Bowen not communicating well there. If VAR are doing a goal check after all this time, then what have they been doing? Jesus, man. Oh, I think they've just whispered in the referee's ear. Sorry, that was a bit previous. They were just confirming he was offside. Long ball, and it's headed forward by Mitrovic. But again, easily given back to England. Henderson now. Tino, who again has had a steady game at left back. Rashford. Henderson. Konza to Spence now, who again just marauding forward on this right back position. Back into Henderson. Looks like it's Henderson now has gone into Elliot Anderson's role, and Anderson's moved a little bit further forward. Ball into Ollie Watkins this time, who again just has the ability to turn. Morgan Rodgers dinks the ball out to Bowen. Yared Bowen on his left-hand foot, tries to dink one. It's come up to Morgan Rodgers had an opportunity to shoot there, but it's fell out to Henderson, who has managed to head it back to Konza. Henderson with Spence now. Back to Henderson. Spence, again, all the Serbs just gone narrow. A little bit of a tug back on Bowen's shirt there from the blue And the referee has seen it, allowed the game to go. Tino out to Rashford, quickly into Elliot Anderson. And again, Rashford's feet's really quick. Draws the ball back to Anderson, who has a shot, but it's ricocheted off Bowen. And it's come back out to Tino, though. Tino back inside. And again, Elliot Anderson's got his bit between his teeth. He tries to draw it back to Bowen, but it's cut out this time. Still back with England now, with Konza. Everybody pinned into the Serbian half at the minute. Gay, Rashford, touch out of his feet. Tries to play Tino in, but it's a bit of a poor ball, half-hearted, into the channel. Cleared by a blue shirt, but straight back to a white shirt. England still on the press here. Spence. Konza to Gay. Gay again doing that little pendulum football. Rashford. Back to Gay. Dean Henderson. Spence. Out to Morgan Rogers, who, again, done one or two nice things, but disappeared a little bit in the second half. Or it's a really poor play from Jared Bowen. He's got such good, quick feet. He causes defenders nightmares when he runs at them. Play on from the referee, the tackle there. But again, we've come back because there was no advantage to Serbia. Okay, he got a bit of a kick on the front of his shin for his effort. Yeah, you're right, mate. I agree with you. Opposition fans are welcome as long as they keep it right and keep the chat nice. And some have been brilliant. I'll give them the due, and I will give them credit all day, every day. But Sim, it's like, aren't the kids at school yet? Throw into Serbia now. In the final few minutes of the game. Then you got added time. So, again, the referee's probably going to add about 5 minutes on because of the couple of stoppages and the substitutions. Kostic throws the ball long into the England penalty box, but again, it's headed clear easily. Ollie Watkins sees the run of Rashford into the Serbian half down that left-hand side. Rashford now, we've got 3-on-3 if England use it well. Rashford comes into his good foot, plays it. Oh, it's got to be no, referee thought that was going to be a penalty against Ollie Watkins there, but the referee said no. Jockey. Carry on. Again, committing bodies forward there. It was too easy. And again, poor play from Serbia to just kick the ball out. Just really poor play. A little reverse pass. Not sure there was... should have been looked at again, if I'm honest with you. That chance of a penalty shout, but looks like they're going with the on-field decision. Henderson's having a chat. Now captain, asking the question, and the referee's expression there tells me that he wasn't sure. He wasn't 100% sure. Yeah? So it looks like they are checking, and he's going to have a look at the VAR screen. Like I said, it did look very close to me. Norway 11 up. Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, like I say, he gets nothing of the ball. It's how much of the man he gets, which is all of it. And that's what I'm saying. It's got to be a penalty. I mean, again, why do people need the VAR to check that? It's just so easy. But I mean, like I said, when you dive in like that and you get nothing of the ball, I mean, yes, momentum's always going to take you into the player, but the player's got no will to get out the way, has he? Or jump over you, you know. Watkins did ever so well. He toe pokes the ball away, and like I say, he gets his feet taken from him. So yeah, good. Yeah, you're right, Mick. No transfer windows, mate, until January now. That's when all the crap happens again. Hopefully we can put the bad behind us and carry on forward. Rashford now with the penalty. See what he can do with this. Stuttered run up, do you think? 2 steps to the left and backwards. Stuttered, walking and commits. Goal to, to be fair, it takes all the drama out of the penalty. Again, this keeper just didn't even attempt to dive. And it wasn't that far into the corner, if I'm honest with you. Stroked into the back of the net. England 5, Serbia 0. Very, very... again, I wouldn't say that it was a great penalty because it wasn't. But like I say, the keeper just planted. Not on his toes at all. Uh, 3 minutes, thank God. We're into injury time. Like I say, it's one of them. It's got to that point now where it's just a little bit mundane. I'm not saying that the red card spoilt the game because it wasn't much of a game before the red card, to be fair. But it's certainly not made it that much competitive. Even if you're trying to beat the low block. But again, you've got to still put the ball in the back of the net, haven't you? Ball over the top from Spence for... Oh, the keeper's come off his line. He's sweeper keeper this time. And he's managed to clear it away from Ollie Watkins. Some standout performances for me. Like I said, I thought Tino's done really well. I really enjoyed watching Tino. I think Mark Gay's been steady as always, very good. I've Morgan Rogers to a degree. I've enjoyed. I thought Gordon had good moments. Again, I think needs to. Oh dear, what was that all about? Mitro just blasted the ball at the England player there. Mitra's like takes no prisoners. Like I said, there has been, but Elliot Anderson for me has been again one of the standouts players of the game. He looks in total control of the ball, the momentum of the ball, always seeking to go forward. There was every opportunity he's got, and to be fair, we always look at substitutions make a difference. And like I said, don't be clever, Rashford. I mean, you see, that's what annoys me. You're 5 up. You get to the end of the game. Yeah, it's the end of the game. And Rashford had the opportunity to pull that ball down and drive at the defenders. But no, decides to backheel it to no man's heath. I mean, look, England have got it, but, just play the way it should be played. Just becomes sloppy else. I think that's got to be it. 15 seconds. Referee's already looking at his watch. Like I say, England literally just going through the motions. Was going to win the cup. La. Superb performance, and Anderson is the rock and gives the team confidence to play. Yeah, I totally agree with you, mate. I think, again, 2 out of 2 for me. There you go. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. England have won the game 5-0 against Serbia, and very poor Serbian team, I must admit. But again, you can only play what's in front of you. Interesting. Like I say, we top of the league quite comfortably. Shouldn't be any issues. And like I say, there's 1 or 2 conversations happening now with Ollie Watkins about the penalty decision. But like I say, I don't think it really makes much of a difference, if I'm honest with you. Even though they can say, yes, I did, no, I didn't. At the end of the day, it was looked at twice, and the referee gave the second. So Morgan Rogers and number 3 are having a right ding dong. I don't know what's going on in the middle of the park. It's just handbags as always. So yeah, there you go. Just having a quick look to see if I can see any updated league positions for England. Harry Kane has scored 16. Harry Kane has scored an away goal against 16 different opponents in his international career. He's equalled the previous record held by Wayne Rooney. That was just produced by Match of the Day. There you go. I'm just having Kieran Maguire's got some news. It was dropped 55 minutes ago about the Premier League clubs want clarity over Manchester City AP2 rule settlement. So it looks as though that could rumble on for some time, ladies and gents. So Match of the Day again, 44 goals in 40 major tournament qualifiers for Harry Kane. He's certainly a gold star, isn't he? I mean, he's certainly, a player that you've got to look at. And you've got to say, you've got to give credit where credit's due. To break records at that level, very good. And a bit of an indifferent team. Andre Onana makes another error as 47 million Man U flop near surprise loan move. I mean, it's just one flop after another, isn't it? There. Wow. Apparently, there's lots of angry supporters. Again, maybe something that the lads can talk about tomorrow or later on. I don't know whether Chris is talking like coming on at 10 o'clock. But I know Wynne was having major issues earlier on today, over an hour and 15 minutes online to try and get through to the ticket office, and spent 5 minutes talking to them about some of the allocations. But apparently they've been inundated with messages regarding the school in Dundee that have been given 45 tickets for the Barcelona fixture. Wow. So 100,000 in the queue in the member sale queue today, and countless tickets on third-party sites. Vastly inflated prices. We completely understand the ongoing frustration. So there you go. Lots of little bits and pieces out there. Again, still nothing that I can see when it comes to news on injuries and things like that. But like I say, good news is the lads... Well, some of the lads that played for England looked unscathed towards the end of it. So there you go. That's it. That's done from me. I want to say thank you to everybody that's been involved and stuck by me. Queenie for your obviously 5 gifted, and Michael McIntyre for your kind super chat. Thank you very much, one and all. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been nice to watch a game where there's been plenty of goals. Not an exciting one, like I say, but a very poor opposition, to say the least. But until the next one, like I say, please smash the likes before you go, ding the bell, and like I say, subscribe if you haven't. Share with your friends. Like I say, come on board, NUFC Talk TV. It's been lovely having you. Until the next one, which could be 10 o'clock, according to Mighty Mac. But if not, it'll be tomorrow at midday, British summertime. See you then. Take care now.